this is about health. This involves Biggie. And what Chris Demm has so much more insight than I do. I have to tell you, a moment ago, this is 5 minutes before showtime, Biggie, he's got a lingering cough. He's had a cough for some time. And he coughed right before the show. And Chris Demm said, that cough's not going away. What's going on in there? And Biggie said, allergies. Okay, all right. Time of year, allergies. I immediately took that and thought, yeah, okay, that makes perfect sense.
Because you deal with them.
Spring allergies, I deal with.
A lot of people deal with them.
I take a Zyrtec. You don't take a Zyrtec?
No, because I've never had allergies up until the last couple of years.
All right.
And it kind of goes. Once it's about June-ish,
yeah,
it's just gone.
You know, my friend the Diesel, who I play pickleball with, he occasionally will get an allergy. And he says, yeah, some days I'll wake up with a cough or a sneeze or whatever, and I'll pop a Zyrtec or the other one. I forget the other one's name. I take Zyrtec. Yeah. So he said, I'll take that and to knock it out for the day. I didn't want to tell him. Now, my wife says that's not effective. To really rid your
spot placement.
It has to be every day. Like I've got a 365 a pill jar. I buy it at, well, I won't say where.
We know.
I won't give them. I won't give them.
Where they come by the gallon.
If you're buying that many.
I have it at
Home Depot. They come in a 5-gallon bucket.
I have a tub of them, but it's 365, so I'll take one every single day. Now, I'm not saying in the winter, sometimes I'll accidentally skip or whatever, but she says you have to lay it down every day or it won't be effective just in that spot, that one time.
I think that's how a lot of supplements work.
Well, maybe
not for instance like an antibiotic. That has a whole different
sense
pattern.
That makes sense.
I think it's like with heartburn stuff. My girlfriend takes whatever one of them for heartburn
every day.
Well, that's just it. She's bad about forgetting.
Right.
And then she'll be like, oh, I feel terrible. And I'm like, you forgot your medicine. That's what it is.
Antibiotic for sure. You have to and the antibiotic, if they give you a 7-day supply, you got to take all 7 days.
7.
So anyway, Biggie sneezed or coughed, and Chris Demm said, I don't like the way that
I was concerned because it's been a while. It's been at least a month.
Yeah, Biggie says allergies. I take it. Like,
you dismiss.
Yeah,
you said, okay.
Okay, great. I said, maybe you want to pop a Zyrtec. That was it. Chris Demm said, that's not allergy. He said this to me privately. He's like, that's not allergy.
Buy it.
I said,
well, what is it?
Well, okay. So he and I just had this little conversation. And I said, what do you mean it's the spring? It's the time for allergies. And Chris Demm said, what do you think he's allergic to? And I said, tree pollen, grass pollen, you know. Chris Demm says, no, he's never around either of those things.
When is he exposed to them?
You don't know my life.
I think we do. Hey, Chris Demm said, when's the last time he was near grass? Or a tree, a flower? So
park.
Wow, I didn't think
a meadow. I didn't think about it. I'm not calling him out, but I'm just curious.
He's saying he doesn't believe that you're around the outdoors enough to have those allergies.
I don't know. It always comes in the morning and then it's gone by, an hour later and I'm fine.
Maybe it's the walk through the parking lot.
Yeah, it could be that. It could just be.
Maybe there are enough weeds coming through the cracks in the parking lot out here. A dandelion has found its way through, and that's what's giving you those allergies.
But I don't feel bad. I don't have, all it is just this little bit of cough. And I'm like, and then it goes away. Basically, as soon as I start talking, it seems to go away.
Yeah. I used to have a bad cough. And
mine's not even bad. It's just kind of it feels like there's just something stuck. You cough a few times and it's gone.
I used to have a tickle that was really, really, it didn't feel bad. It was just a tiny tickle. It was so annoying.
That you couldn't get rid of.
Yes, for a long time. And my wife put me on Zyrtec, and she said every day, like clockwork, every morning when you get up, you have to take your Zyrtec. And I did.
You don't have one of those pill-a-day dispensers, do you, yet?
That's next.
With 365 days.
She wants to set me up with that. You can buy I won't say where you can buy those, but they're 360, and you have them every single day.
Is that the only supplement you take?
Yeah, it's the only thing I take. In fact, I don't want to brag, but recently, I've started a weight loss journey, as you know, and recently...
This is not a repeat. This is live. People are tuning out. Oh, this is from last summer. We've heard this.
They recorded that.
Or no, this is a January bit.
No.
Yeah, he loses. I've heard this one.
Yeah, he finishes fourth.
Yeah, he thinks he's going to win cash. He doesn't win. I've heard this.
That's right.
Spoiler alert, he doesn't win.
He doesn't win. I finished fifth. Can you believe I finished fifth in that contest?
Not even podium.
That was I was ready to walk up on the podium. They said they had called third and second place. And they were like, and the winner for men. And I started waving.
Thank you.
And I didn't win the darn thing. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I mean, I was halfway to the podium. They're like, no, you're going to have to tried to put my speech back in my pocket, and that was that. I lost the weight loss challenge. No, this is a new journey I'm on. Oh, and every day I wake up and I'm just, yes. I have more energy right now. Biggie sees it. You see it. The energy that I have right now, it's incredible. Anyway, when I went in there and they like take a little check of what medications you're on and all that, I told them I'm on Zyrtec, and they were like, all right, what else? And I said, that's it. And they said, seriously? And I said, yeah. And that made me feel good. She's like, well, most people.
Yeah, I mean, most people by the time they reach your age,
they are on.
I'm on 2 constant, and I've been on them for years.
And I was that made me proud.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so many Americans have high blood pressure. So many Americans have diabetes, like Biggie's lady friend, heartburn issues.
Yeah, they take something. A lot of us take something. Anyway, that felt nice.
I take fiber.
I like that. You're in great shape. I always patterned myself after you.
I do notice they ask you.
Do you hear that noise? I said, I always pattern myself after you. I do. Because he's not taking any medication. He's older than me. And he's not, he's still got it. He's still got it.
Only thing you do, though, is you just beat your body.
I do. Into submission.
That's just it. You beat your body down. Chris Demm takes care of himself.
Right.
He does a slow paced walk each day around. He's keeping his body loose.
Yeah.
But you're out there. You're just you want to beat it up.
Beating it. I want it. Yes. I keep on going after it. I was pickling last night 4 hours. At one point, did you hear that noise? Yeah. Did you hear that? At one point,
4 hours.
4 hours pickleball, and in the last match, other people had reserved the court, so they were waiting for us to finish, and it was an incredibly intense match, and we lost it 11-8. But it was 2 guys that are really good players, and it was just every point was so contested. And by the end there, those other guys were like, I never seen anything like that in my life. You guys, they were like, I've never seen you guys just.
Thank you so much.
It was an honor to witness it.
You gave everything you had. Yeah,
we're out there dripping sweat.
Oh, we were. We really were.
Muscles just tightening up.
Exactly.
And Chris Demm was already in bed.
Oh, yeah.
He had already taken off his slippers.
We had a little tiny little splash of Spanish red last night.
Yeah, you see that? I don't have a Spanish red. You know what I ate? A mound of protein.
That's right.
Off the bed.
A handful of turkey.
A handful of turkey is what I had. I cut up.
This is all I need. I am man.
That's right. That's what I had, and I liked it. I woke up this morning breathing in life. That's what I'm feeling right now. A quick email, too. I like this. I got this today. Also made me feel good. A P1 listener who says, I'm a long-time listener. First time I've ever written anybody on this program. The reason I'm writing, I've adapted something you all do on the air for my elementary school class. I thought, oh, that's nice. He says, we play pyramid in our classroom.
Oh, no kidding.
Uh-huh. He says, I teach elementary school. I look for anything to keep my students engaged, even for a few minutes at this, especially late in the year. And my students love the pyramid game. And frankly, I feel they could hold their own against some of your players that play on the air.
Probably so.
So I was reading this, and again, I felt great about this. And then the next couple of lines, in an area I didn't expect, it went a direction I didn't expect. He says, I find creating the categories and responses relaxing, which helps me take my mind off the incredible stupid decision I made 19 years ago to become a teacher in the first place.
Ouch.
Wow.
I wasn't expecting that.
I think this is what they call the burnout.
Yes. That took a dark turn.
I was not expecting it. Yeah. So, he says, I was just wondering about the process you take to create categories for Pyramid. Do you find it relaxing as well? Any tips for creating categories would certainly be appreciated. Sorry for the long-windedness. I had an edible about an hour ago.
Oh, dear God.
It's the only thing that helps.
Bro.
I patterned myself out.
I hope he takes a sabbatical.
Yeah.
Well, summer's coming, thank goodness.
Yeah.
At least there's that coming up for. So, yeah, I was into that, and then I started thinking about Pyramid. I like writing the Pyramid.
Who's there's one P1 listener who writes incredible games. Is that Traveling Man?
And Opie. Opie writes them really.
They write fantastic games.
They do.
Yeah.
They do a very nice job.
I mean, start to finish.
I like both of them, but their games are tougher.
I know.
They really, those are the ones I get like 3 and 4 and drives me nuts.
They do write a harder game. You're right. I try to ease it up a little bit until the last two.
What would be fun is to write the email, Write the teacher back.
Yeah.
And say, send us some of your games.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
I'll send you some of ours. You send us some of yours, and then we can help each other out. I liked that. I was really surprised about the burnouts and the edible. The edible. Hey man, whatever it takes to get you through the day. You know,
that's so typical of your personality too. You always like when they're like, "Oh, I love this, but when they start becoming real, you're like,
It's not my thing. Boy, by the way, speaking of becoming real, yesterday, great topic on here about the teacher who got in some trouble. Parents were upset because he's in middle school around here, Jamestown Middle. He would sunbathe out on the pole vaulting mat where the pole vaulters leap over the bar out there on the track, and he would sunbathe shirtless, and at one
with
point,
his pants rolled up.
People thought he was naked because his pants were rolled up so high, but he was just shirtless. And apparently, it's been going on for some time. One man said his daughter says, "Oh yeah, it happens all the time," and the other teachers, when they're out there on track, just said, "Just don't look at him, just look away." So I was not that bothered by it. At the end of the day, I think they probably should tell him, all right, put your shirt on.
You are at work.
Yeah. And the other thing was, it's his planning period, but he really should be doing something, instead of just laying around. You'd think.
Yeah, I heard from several teachers who say there's always something to do, regardless of your job.
Yeah. That's the part that bothered me most, really, was you should be doing something other than lay there.
Your workday's workday.
Right. That's my thing. And so then after the program, Biggie showed me a picture of this man. We got from an anonymous...
Oh, I've not seen that.
Yeah, you need to see it. You
got to take a look at this. An anonymous parent said,
yeah.
Here you go.
Yeah.
This is the photo, the scandal photo?
Yeah, they went deep dive, too. They got... Well, I have the picture of him laying out now.
Oh, and then there's other
but then I also
social
have
media pics?
The picture from the yearbook.
The yearbook pic, it's not at all what I expected.
No.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's well, I say that, but it's different than I expected. We said, is he 24 years old and good looking? No.
Okay.
He's not that young.
Okay.
He's older. Probably from the generation like I'm from, that you just lay there and you sunbathe.
If this was the Price is Right Yodeler game, you'd fall off the bed. Guessing the age.
I was surprised.
I was expecting
a bit older than I thought he was going to be. Yeah.
Okay.
And maybe that's and Dave said it yesterday. Maybe he's to the age now. He's like, I'm going to do what I want to do. You're not going to, what are you going to do? Fire me? I've been here forever. Whatever. Yeah. And so he's still laying out in the sun. So no resolution on.
No, I've not seen any follow-ups in the news.
No, nothing yet. A quick email also from another P1. 2 emails, and I thought they were both interesting. This, I guess, could be a Chris Kelly love doctor, or as my daughter calls it, a Chris's crisis. That's what you solve a dilemma here for somebody. See what you think about this. P1 listener, some background. It's a female, anonymous. She says, I'm 25. My sister is 23. My boyfriend and I have been dating for about 6 months. He and I were out with my sister and her friend over the weekend, Saturday night, having some drinks. The next day, Sunday, my sister called me and told me that my boyfriend told her he had a sex dream about her. He told her this while I was off talking to somebody else that was at the bar. I confronted my boyfriend about it, about why he's having sex dreams about my sister and then telling her about it, but not me. He said it was completely innocent. He said, look, I thought it was a funny story. I shared it with her because it was about her, and just because I have a sex dream about her doesn't mean I want to have sex with her. Dreams are not about what they appear. They're not about what they appear to be in the dream. He says that means you admire someone when you have a sex dream about them. That's what he said. He swears it was nothing inappropriate. I felt better after we talked, but none of my other girlfriends are buying it. They say he was hitting on my sister, wanting to gauge her interest in having sex with him.
Girl. Your friends are exactly right.
Yeah?
100%.
Yeah. Absolutely right.
Even I thought that.
He was tap dancing up a storm.
Oh, yeah.
He wanted the sister to say, well, what do you think it would be like? He wanted her to continue the conversation.
Yeah, he is lying through his teeth and doing a terrible job of it.
Yeah.
If you really had a sex dream about your girlfriend's sister, you would never say anything.
Not unless you're wanting
it to see and to see what would happen.
He's introduced the phrase. In a roundabout way to the sister.
That's exactly what
this is a classic. You don't want to admit what's really going on, but you know damn well what's going on.
You don't even think he had the dream. You think he or do you think he had the dream?
I think he might have had the dream.
But then
or he's just been thinking, and which is I could see a young 20-something thinking, well, they'll buy this if I say it's a dream.
Yeah.
But it's
he's
not.
Really just thinking about it. The last line is, all my girlfriends, like you said, don't buy it. They think I should dump him over it, but we've had a great 6 months otherwise. And then she says, your thoughts. I don't know if it's dump worthy, but it's he's lying.
That's a red flag.
Yeah, I mean that's
a big one.
And keep your eye on him because
no doubt. It might be a dumpable thing because
it's going to be awkward. I don't know because it's going to be awkward around the sister now and everything else.
For sure.
Sister called her immediately. As soon as she knew the boyfriend was out of the house, she called. I'm gonna ask Dave about it.
Yeah.
Don't do that. He's the one that invented that for us. Hey, I had a sex dream about your sister and